All right. Well, we're almost concluded for the golf section, but we would be remiss to not throw in a surprise here at the end, of course. So, Scott, what do we got for the end here?
Do I know what we have?
Yeah, we're going to move into some.
For golf?
Yeah.
You're
No, not for
surprising me.
golf.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you know it. You know what's
Okay.
next.
Yeah, my goodness. Okay. Yeah, so the rest of the biggest sports week of the year, we're moving to some football here. We got big college football and NFL matchups this weekend. I'm going to rapid fire just some things that happened last week that were notable. We talked a lot about Miami the last few weeks. They are the real deal. They went in, they dominated Florida. They actually leapfrogged to number 2 now in the rankings, and I think they belong there. Oklahoma made their way to the top 10 by beating Auburn. However, they just lost their quarterback for at least a month, or sounds like. So John Mateer had some sort of a broken bone in his throwing hand, going to be out for at least a month, maybe longer. So we'll see. Hopefully they have an easy schedule coming up. I haven't had time to look at their upcoming matchups. Indiana absolutely destroyed Illinois, who had one of the longest win streaks in college football. So they surged themselves, Indiana, up to number 11. And Clemson continues to struggle, dropping to 1-3, and their only win was against Troy, who they were losing to at halftime.
Barely.
Yeah.
My parents were there. Does Dabo keep the job?
I think that's the question.
He seems to feel like he'll be fine. He kind of fired back at the media recently, saying that he's won here a lot over his time, and if they don't want him here, he'll go win somewhere else. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? Like, what the hell's good? Didn't they start the season ranked number 4 in the preseason rankings? Like, what's going on there?
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually a South Carolina fan, and not a good year to be that either. But my parents are season ticket holders at Clemson, and it's just Cade Klubnik is not an aggressive player right now. He is very tentative. He looks at his first read, and it used to be last year, if he didn't have his read, he would tuck and run. He's not even tucking and running. I think he hasn't had more than like 40 rushing yards in any game.
Yikes.
So without that, and then a defense that is just Swiss cheese, which has never been that way, I mean, they'll never be ranked for the rest of the year, in my opinion. But and in my opinion too, I think if they get rid of Dabo, then they will just be another ACC team that no one really cares about anymore in the future. That's what's dangerous, right? Because they're going to have no recruiting power.
Yeah, it's an interesting shift with the NIL, and I know a lot of the Southern teams have kind of pointed towards the NIL to a shift in the Big Ten being super successful. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, Clemson is still a very relevant name, but you're right. That's a big coaching presence there, and what a disappointing season. And to your point, most of the prestigious Heisman favorite quarterbacks this year have all been underperforming. John Mateer actually became, after 1 week, John Mateer became my Heisman favorite. And now that he's hurt, I don't think you can miss 4 weeks or more and still win the Heisman. So who knows what the hell's going to happen anymore.
I was super impressed by Mateer. He was... I didn't even... Like, I'm a Michigan fan, and I don't know... I knew nothing about Oklahoma going into that game, but after that game was over, I was like, that kid's legitimately a good quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah.
Yep, same action here. But let's hop into NFL. I'm going to be quick with this. I know we've had a lot of great content so far with the golf, but definitely would be remiss to not mention some of the big things that happened this week with NFL. Lions beat the Ravens on Monday Night Football. That was a really big
First time since 2005, baby.
A highly touted game. You know, those are 2 potential Super Bowl teams in the last few years every year. The big story here is that the Lions have climbed back after that week 1 loss. They're now 2-1, tied for their division lead. Meanwhile, the Ravens have dropped to 1-2, which is kind of crazy for some people, mine, Super Bowl favorites for this year. But I think they're going to be all right, but like they just have to figure something out because the Lions absolutely dominated them with the run. You know, the Lions are an amazing powerhouse offense, but they ran all over them like it was nothing. And meanwhile, on the other side, Derrick Henry, his fumble troubles continued this week.
That was a good punch. That was a
Yeah,
clean
yeah.
punch if you saw
Yep.
that play. I mean, I don't even know if you can
Oh,
blame
yeah.
Derrick Henry for that because that thing was he
Yeah.
squared that baby up, and there was just like nothing you could do.
Did you see his reaction after the game?
I was gonna
just
on the
walking
video, it was, oh my
around, like-
gosh, that was amazing.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, like that was really cool.
yeah.
He like
yeah.
fell down.
Well, yeah, him slamming his helmet and falling onto the bench was priceless.
Just like sprawling out like a small child on that bench.
yeah, and then him and Lamar
Yeah.
had some words. It looks, and then I saw some posts like, oh, they have beef, and it's like, man, bring the team back together. They need some good coaching right now. John Harbaugh is the man for that job. But I
Okay.
think they play the Chiefs next. I think we'll talk about that in a minute. So that
And complete fairness too, they were missing like their star player from each layer of their defense last night too, so that certainly didn't help.
yeah,
Or like at least a not necessarily the star, but big names from each the defensive line, a linebacker, and a defensive back. So
Yep.
that definitely didn't help their case.
I think that they will benefit from being in a weaker division. The Bengals don't look like they're going to be. The Bengals are 2-1, right? But like they don't have Joe Burrow. They don't look like they're overly competitive this year. The Browns suck. We'll talk about the Browns in a minute. And the Steelers are the Steelers. The Browns, yeah, yeah. Who?
But isn't Jake Browning the future? Right?
Hey, people have said Jake Browning is the best backup quarterback in football. So we'll see.
Wow.
Hey, in other news though, this is crazy. The Colts have soared to 3-0 under new quarterback Daniel Jones, and he is
That's
looking
Indiana
legit.
Jones.
Bruce.
Indiana Jones to you, buddy.
Yeah, get it right. Come on,
Come on
Scott.
now.
You know
Come
what?
on,
You're
put it
right.
together.
I wish I had my hat, but yeah, Indiana Jones is undefeated, and they are not showing signs of slowing down. They've beaten a couple of decent teams. I think they could win that
Yeah.
division easily, especially when you look at the favorite was the Texans are 0-3. They've already got 3 games up on the team that should be the front runner.
And
Well, the other thing is, Colts are always the team that loses late. They haven't had an opportunity to really even lose late. I mean, they've been dominating.
Yeah.
So, and that Tyler Warren kid is the truth.
Oh,
The tight end
100%.
is
it's crazy to think
is
he wasn't
awesome.
the first tight end taken in the draft. He was the favorite, but the Bears
Yeah.
took Loveland, and they're not really using him. So Tyler Warren is
Nope.
showing out.
The Bears are
That's right.
trash.
What does that make the Cowboys?
Also
Garbage.
trash. Yeah. I will say the Bears looked better this week, but they played the Cowboys. But let's talk about a big upset, the biggest in my
what
opinion.
color nail polish did Caleb Williams wear this weekend?
I didn't pay attention to it, but he
Oh
should paint some W's on him because he dominated.
Yeah, bringing the golf guys on a football podcast. See what happens real quick.
Yeah. It's getting rowdy.
Hey, in other news though, the Packers probably the biggest upset of the whole weekend. The Packers were a lot of people's favorites for the Super Bowl after a couple of weeks here. They went to Cleveland and lost to the Browns in a pretty crazy game. I didn't get to watch this game, but from what I recall, highly penalized against the Packers this week. They had a ton of penalties, and they were up 10-0, and they just blew it at the end. I think there was a blocked field goal which one of many. What the hell happened this weekend with all the blocked field goals?
I was gonna say.
But that actually set the Browns up to win the game in a crazy fashion there.
Yep.
So who knows? Again, my mantra all season so far has been we don't know shit. And that game right there proved everything. We don't know shit.
Yeah, my best friend works for the Browns and physical therapist, and I don't think that they believed that they were going to win that game. But they did, and I love Joe Flacco's response on the bench when the field goal went through. He was like a sense of shock, like, "Wow, I won a game," and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then the other thing worth mentioning from this past weekend, because it's getting a lot of buzz in the media, obviously Tom Brady on commentary these days in the Cowboys game after George Pickens dropped the pass right into a defender's hands on the sideline. He slammed his helmet on the ground. And Tom Brady, in all of his wisdom, his response was basically something to the effect of, yeah, it's kind of like at home. You slam the helmet, you kick the dog, you do what you got to do. Like he basically was just he was basically equating that it's like, yeah, you just throw your helmet on the ground. It's just like, when you get frustrated at home, you just kick your dog. And so he's catching a lot of heat for that. And
Hey, Tom.
yeah, I'm not really sure where he was going with that. But there was a whole quote to it where he kind of like tried to summarize what he meant, and it only made it worse. He's like, he was just like, yeah, these, that's just what you do. And I'm like, never once have I ever kicked my dog, but you pop off, Tom Brady.
Yeah, you kick my dog.
Yeah,
Typical Tom.
You guys remember
Typical
that?
Tom trying to be relatable.
I do remember that. Yeah, you're right. Tom Brady is not relatable to any human on this planet, but you're right. He tries.
Might be
Oh.
might be an alien.
Yeah,
Well, at least he didn't say they were eating the dogs.
that's
Yes. And the cats.
Yep.
You guys remember that? That was
Unfortunately,
Yes.
yep. Unfortunately,
Yes, of course. I think every American remembers
oh
that.
my god.
All right,
Anyways, back
let's
to the
look forward.
regularly
Yep,
scheduled
let's look forward.
programming.
I just want to highlight a few big games coming up this next week in college and NFL, and just kind of get your guys' picks with the spreads. Just first thing that comes to mind here. So not necessarily who you think will win, but based upon the point spread here. We'll start with college football. Big games this weekend. Number 4 LSU is playing at number 14 Ole Miss. Before I go into the breakdown here, I don't know if you saw this, but there was a linebacker apparently on LSU who is dating the coach's daughter at Ole Miss,
Yeah.
and she hard launched their relationship today on social media right before the
saw
two
it.
teams play. What a flex for that linebacker to say that he's with the other coach's daughter. But anyway, that's an aside. Ole Miss is favored by 1.5, even though they are 10 points lower in the rankings here. So they are the home team. What do you guys got? I'll start with Andrew. Who you got?
They give me LSU. I think Nussmeier is the truth. They destroyed Clemson.
Yeah.
Destroyed everybody. Then again, destroying Clemson doesn't matter anymore. But still,
True.
give me LSU.
Okay.
With that.
Trent, what about you?
LSU.
Yeah. Deeb?
I think there's a reason Ole Miss is the favorite. So give me Ole Miss.
Just because they're playing at home.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
I'll take the odds. Give me a LSU, and I will probably make that bet in real life too. Okay, Deeb, this next one is very special to you, so I'll start with you. But number 6, Oregon is going to Penn State. Number 3, 3.5 point favorites in Penn State. Big Ten showdown here. I mean, two of the top three.
It's a shame we say Big Ten showdown with an Oregon game.
That's fair. Yeah, it is kind of. We've never said that before between these two teams.
Yeah.
But Deeb, obviously, I know you love Oregon. I also know you're not afraid to bet against them on your picks. So, what do you got here with the 3.5 point spread in the favor of Penn State?
Well, you guys all know me and my strategy, so give me Penn State at home.
Yeah, his reverse psychology. All right, Trent, who do you got?
I think this should be like Penn State minus 12.5.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Penn State by a mile.
Okay.
Okay.
Andrew?
I mean, neither of them have played anybody this year. I have no idea about either. I mean, it's just a number right now. To me, it's they're not 3-6. It's just because they've played nobody. I mean, give me Penn State. Yeah.
Okay. And I don't care that Ohio State's number 1 right now in the rankings. First of all, screw them. But I've been heavily on the record saying that I think Penn State wins the Big Ten this year, and it starts with the win this week. It's not minus 3.5 for them. I would give them -7. Give me Penn State.
Yeah,
Sorry, dude.
I don't know anything about either one of those teams. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't watched any of their.
I can't wait to make this a clip later.
Yeah, did you just support Ohio State and then say Penn State's going to win?
No. I said
What just happened?
No, I said I don't care that Ohio State's number 1. I think Penn State is the team in that conference.
Oh, okay. I thought you were pulling for Europe and Ohio State. I was really confused. Okay.
No, I would need a medical evaluation if I did that.
Okay. Yeah, it's like me pulling for the Yankees next week. Not happening. Yep, got it.
And listen, I love Michigan, but I think Penn State's they are the truth this year. Next game. This is a fun one. SEC showdown. There's not many of these days that actually matter. Alabama, number 17, is going to Georgia, number 5. Obviously, Bama got beaten by Florida State this year, but they've rallied. They look tough again. So Georgia is favored by 2.5 at home. And I will start again with Andrew this time.
Nice job bodying the SEC there. But I'm going to say Georgia. I mean, I think they're the more professional team, better coach. I think the SEC does come down to coaching, and I just don't trust Alabama's coach. They may have the recruits, but I don't think they're going to wake up and get up for this game like they will with Saban. So give me Georgia.
Okay.
-2.5. I actually take them at maybe -6.5.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
what I would go to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Trent, what do you got?
I think I like that 6.5 point spread a little better than 2.5.
Nice. All right. Deep.
Well, everybody was wild about Alabama and Kalen DeBoer, and they've got all the talent, and he's going to carry on Nick Saban's whatever, the legacy. And give me the Georgia Bulldogs. Screw Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this many times. My pick for the national champions this year is Georgia. Can't bail on them now, especially with only 2.5 spread. Give me Georgia. I actually agree. 6.5 sounds more reasonable. Should be a fun game though. These two teams playing each other are always a good time.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. We're gonna go quickly to the NFL. No rationale this time. Just pick a team. Got an undefeated showdown. Eagles at the Bucks. Eagles are 3.5-point favorites. Deeb, what do you got?
Give me the Bucks with the upset.
Okay. Trent, what do you got? We'll go to Andrew. What do you got?
I got the Bucks.
Okay. I'm going to go Eagles here. I think that they have the best offensive line in football and they are the best team holistically, even though they're boring to watch. Trent, what do you got?
Yeah, I think I got to take the Eagles here as well.
Okay. Next
They
game.
past AJ Brown, they'll win.
Yeah.
Anyways.
If they actually throw the football, yeah.
Mhm.
Next game here. Teams who desperately need a win. We got the 1-2 Ravens against the 1-2 Chiefs, and the Ravens are 2.5-point favorites. I'll start with. Can't remember where I started last time. I'll start with Andrew.
Give me the Ravens. I haven't even watched Chiefs at all because of the weird timing of their games lately.
Yeah.
And I'm a Patriots fan, so I naturally hate the Chiefs.
Fair.
So,
Trent, who
give
do you
me the
got
Ravens.
here?
I'm gonna have to go Ravens too, only because I like John Harbaugh and I don't like Patrick Mahomes. So that's the only thing I'm basing it off of.
Yeah. Deeb, what about you?
I want the Ravens to win, but I think the Chiefs will win.
Screw the Chiefs. They're too injured at wide receiver. Travis Kelce is a head case. The Ravens will bounce back after a horrible week, losing to the Lions. There will be no more fumbles from Derrick Henry for the rest of the year. They're going to win this game by more than 2.5. And the next one that I never thought we would feature as a game that matters, but we got the 3-0 Colts going to the 2-1 Rams. Rams are 3.5-point favorites. Just real quick, who's going to win this game by that spread? Deep, who do you got?
Colts.
Ooh, that's a shift. That's a shift. Trent, what about you?
Colts and Daniel Jones stays turnoverless.
Ooh, yep. And I don't know if they did it this past weekend. I didn't watch, but through 2 weeks, they hadn't even punted the ball at all. Like, that's how good they've been playing.
Yeah, I don't know if they did this week or not, but they've looked good.
Yeah. Andrew, what do you got here?
Colts will lose, but by less than 3.5.
Okay. I like it. I'm gonna take.
I mean, Rams -3.
Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna take the Rams -3.5, but not comfortably. I think the Colts are proving that they're legit. And the only other thing I want to say here, and we won't belabor this, but it is Dart season, baby. Jackson Dart is starting this week. Russell Wilson is benched, probably a little soon, in my opinion. Russell Wilson just a week ago threw 450 yards, and I think they're playing the Chargers, who have an amazing defense, but it's definitely exciting. It's definitely good for morale for that team, especially Malik Neighbors, who is not, other than one game, hasn't really been getting the targets he deserves for his talent. So, hey, we'll see. Dart might be up to the challenge, but you got a rookie quarterback playing against a very good football team this week, so we'll see.
It also could be Jameis season soon, too. So watch out for
Father
eating them
Jameis.
W's. Getting them
Father
W's.
Jameis.
Yeah. Right.
Jackson Dart, if you're watching this, please throw the ball to Malik Neighbors. He's on my fantasy team.
If you're listening, get out of New York.
I will say, though, if they've already moved on to the rookie, they probably should trade Jameis Winston to a team that needs a QB, in my opinion.
Or trade Russell.
Nobody wants Russell.
What is Russell's value nowadays, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take a pause here, guys. Do you want to do the starter sit? I'll edit this out. Do you want to do that, or do you want to move on to the 2-minute warning? I know we're at an hour 40 now.
I don't care.
You guys decide.
I got hot fantasy advice. I mean, I've been doing fantasy 15 years. Listen to podcasts all day long.
All right, let's run it then.
Let's burn it.
Yep, I'll edit this out, and yeah, we'll just run it. Okay. All right, up next, gentlemen, we have the Week 4 Fantasy Football Starter Sit segment. This is a segment where we're going to have at least 2 players that should hopefully be difficult to decide between and maybe serve somebody who's listening to this. So up first, and we can just popcorn this. Starter sit, David Montgomery or Chase Brown? Who wants to go first?
David Montgomery,
No hesitation there.
start him.
Any other
Said
thoughts?
Chase Brown.
Drop Chase
Yep.
Brown.
Drop Chase Brown is actually insane. Nobody listened to
Don't
that.
drop Chase Brown.
I'm
Don't listen to
joking.
Deeb. No.
Drop all Cincinnati Bengals.
David Montgomery. No doubt.
After the Monday Night Football game, it's hard to argue with David Montgomery. I think that the percentage of snaps that he gets really depends on the team that they play against. I think the Bengals will figure their shit out, and Chase Brown is a legit top 5 running back in the league when he's playing well with a good offense. He sucked ass this past week, but I'm still going to ride Chase Brown here. I'll probably regret it later.
And you know why he sucked ass? It's because after all these years, they still haven't invested in their offensive line.
Yep.
That's why.
They have a quarterback, and
Dropping.
they have a quarterback and 2 receivers, and they don't really have much else because they can't afford anybody else.
And Joe Burrow is the most sacked quarterback like year after year.
Yep. All right, speaking of quarterbacks here, after this past week, start or sit, and these two played each other. Caleb Williams or Dak Prescott?
Do I have to pick?
Yeah, I said neither. Can I just pick
I
somebody
was
else
going to
up
say
off?
neither totally works for
Yeah,
me.
somebody else from waiver wire. I mean,
Pick up
who's
Browning?
Caleb Williams got this week?
Oh, I haven't even looked.
give me Jackson Dart over both of them.
Ooh, I kind of like that pick.
Yes, Steve. Accurate.
Bears
I
Accurate.
Bears
This
play
is
the
mine.
Raiders. Bears play the Raiders.
Is there enough room for the both of them in there?
Yeah.
Can we throw
Oh,
both of those in there?
I'd be starting Caleb Williams at the Raiders if that's the case.
Yeah. I'm going to be real. I think Caleb Williams has surpassed Dak as a fantasy football quarterback now. Maybe not for a winning quarterback under pressure, but for fantasy football, I think he's passed him. I've never been high on Dak. He had a couple of good seasons for fantasy, but for the most part, I think he's always been overhyped. Give me Caleb Williams. Now, this is a crazy one that I would have never foreseen being an actual conversation, but at the wide receiver position, let's be honest, T. Higgins, especially with Joe Burrow being out, hasn't really been doing much. So Ricky Pearsall or T. Higgins, who do you start? Who do you sit?
Ricky Pearsall
Pearsall.
got shot, man. Come
I mean,
on.
yeah, Ricky was getting every pass. I don't know the health of Juwan Jennings
Yeah,
coming up.
He's day to
but-
day, which
day to day. Yeah, but I think they're even playing him from the slot and from even farther out. So Pearsall, no doubt. I mean, he looked good while Mac Jones was throwing to him. So if that's there was only I don't think there's many points scored in that game either, and he played well. So
yeah, it was a very low
yeah.
scoring game. Yep.
Who? Mac Jones.
2-0 Jones, dude.
I'm gonna go with Pearsall as well, which sounds absolutely insane, but
It's not that insane though. You know, he's looked sure-handed, and the Bengals' offense has disappeared somehow. So
yeah, he's definitely a safer pick, no doubt about that. We'll
Yep.
see what happens. I mean, the Bengals struggled against the Vikings, but their offense hasn't been that bad against other teams. So, running backs, battle of the rookies here, and this is like a tale of two running backs: Quinshon Judkins for the Browns, or Bill Krosky Merritt for the Commanders. Who we got? Who starts? Who sits?
Lions are gonna eat Quinshon Judkins, Krosky
Yep.
Merritt all day.
Bill. Okay, we're hearing Bill. D, what do you got?
Well, Quinshon Judkins is on my bench, and he's going to stay there because I don't like the matchup. That's why.
I love the concept of Bill, and I hope he has an amazing career. But I'm a Quinshon guy, and I hate to say it because I hate Ohio State, but he hasn't even come close to what he's capable of yet, even on the Browns. Quinshon's my guy, even against the Lions.
Wow.
give me Bill.
Feed Bill. I'm serious.
Bill's playing the Falcons, who just got beat
30 to
20
nothing.
or 30-0.
Yeah.
30-0.
After
By the
this
Panthers.
statement,
By the
I think
Panthers.
you're just gonna have to show up to next year's or 2 years from now on the Ryder Cup podcast. You might as well just wear all European stuff, Scott. Heard enough of this shit out of you tonight. All this Ohio State praise, Euro praise. What is how un-American is it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to be honest, non-biased.
I just had a really random idea. Do you guys remember Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Yes.
Of course.
Do you remember the
Just-
song where it says like Bill Bill.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That'd be sick if they played that in the stadium whenever he scored.
That would be pretty fire.
And just cut his
saying.
face out on like Bill Nye's body.
Yes, that would be a sick
Yes.
marketing scheme.
All right, last one here, which is also crazy that this is a consideration, but there's been some injuries, things happening in Tennessee. Tony Pollard or Jamison Williams in the slot position, fantasy football. Who do you start? Who do you sit?
Depends if you need a blow up, like if you're underdog, or if you're underdog, I go Jameson. If you are projected to win by a lot and you just need a good person to run Pollard. I think Pollard was leading overall rush yards after 2 weeks. I don't know if he's still there after this week, but
He's not, but he's
yeah.
still top 5, I think.
Yeah, I know that's a cop out answer,
Which
but
is
that's the
wild.
professional
I
football
think,
advice.
I think like how would it go? It would be like Tony Pollard's floor is higher, but Jamison Williams' ceiling is way higher. Like,
Yep,
I don't know.
I'd agree.
Yep.
Actually,
Maybe,
I lied to you. Pollard is actually all the way down to 11th now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but still, I mean, 11th out of 32 running backs, not too bad. And there's actually more than that because most teams have committees.
On a pretty abysmal team too,
Who's Pollard playing?
Tennessee. Or
No.
no, he plays
No.
for Tennessee. Who are they playing? That's
Yeah, I
a
was
good
going to say,
question.
who are they
They
playing
are
against?
playing.
I always like to
That
look
could
at the
change my
matchup
opinion
too.
completely.
Because Williams is playing what, the Bears? Or not the Bears, the
He's playing the Browns.
Browns.
So they're not going to use him very much after the first quarter, probably.
And Titans
Yeah.
are playing Houston, which has a
Yeah,
good
Pollard
defense,
then.
but they also
Yeah.
can't score points, so you're going to be running the whole game.
Battle of the winless, if I'm not mistaken. No,
Yeah. Yep. Which
Also,
and they're,
why is there so much? Good.
I was going to say, and they're in the same division, so a lot riding on that game to get a win.
Why is there so much slack in Tony Pollard? He's actually not that old. I thought he would be he's 29,
I think
2 years younger than Derrick Henry.
I think it's because he was a perennial
mean-
backup running back until he went to Tennessee.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
kind of wasted
wasn't-
all those years sitting behind
He's a
Zeke.
backup in Dallas?
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
that one. He had a year where he's by himself.
Well,
but yeah.
and even there, even in Tennessee, I actually think Ty J. Spears is more talented than he is, but Ty J's hurt. So he's on the pup list,
Mhm.
which he could come back a week from now, but it also, who knows how long it could be. I mean, what the pup only means you're only got at least 4 games you're going to miss. It doesn't mean exactly 4. It could be more. So, but Pollard is, like you said, he has a high floor. He's never going to let you down entirely. He just doesn't have a high ceiling. So I agree with everything that you all said.
It's not like his ceiling's not there, right? I mean, he's definitely got some upside, but it's not like infinitely high. Like if Jamison Williams catches like 3 long passes or
Yep.
something like that, you know.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Jameson's the kind of guy that if the ball's on his hand, he'll outrun anyone on the field. So you never know what's going to happen with that. Cool. Well, that is starter sit. Thank you guys for engaging in the fantasy football advice, and we'll see how it all shakes out because this has been a wild year so far.
All right. We ready for the 2-minute warning?
I think we are. Let me pull up the timer here.
So this is going to flip back to Ryder Cup. So you got to put your golf hats back on.
Going back and forth here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're making you be adaptable.
Okay.
So you want to just go back and forth, Scott, so we can, how about you read for Andrew, I read for Trent?
Sounds good.
Okay.
You want to go first?
Yeah.
All right, and go.
Who wins more points, Rory or Scotty?
Scotty,
I knew that one. Andrew, what's more important, chemistry or talent in the Ryder Cup?
Chemistry.
Who will win more singles matches, USA or Europe?
USA.
Andrew, what's more likely, USA sweeps a session or Europe sweeps a session?
USA.
First point on the board, USA or Europe?
Probably Europe.
What's more intimidating, Bethpage's first tee grandstand or Augusta on a Sunday?
For European, let's say Bethpage first tee grandstand.
Okay.
Who will win more matches, rookies or captain's picks?
I want to say rookies.
Wow.
Love that. Who will be the crowd villain, Bryson DeChambeau or Patrick Cantlay?
Neither, I hope, but I'll go with Patrick Cantlay. I guess that'd be the best of the worst. Yeah.
What's more nerve-wracking, making a 3-foot putt to win the Ryder Cup or hitting a driver on the first tee?
3-foot putt to win the cup.
It's reasonable, yeah. Which pairing is scarier, Rory and Rahm or Scheffler and Schauffele?
Schauffele.
What's more dramatic, a captain's pick turning into an MVP or going winless?
I would say probably MVP.
What has a better chance of happening? USA wins in Europe someday soon, or Europe wins back-to-back in the United States?
USA wins in Europe in 2 years. Tiger Woods is the captain.
Hell yeah. And that is it, gentlemen. That's the 2-minute warning. I hope that last one comes true. That would be super, super cool.
Need it.
Before we go into the last call, I actually just genuinely have a question for you guys. I should have asked this a long time ago. How was the captain chosen for the Ryder Cup?
I don't know, really, to be honest with you.
I think it's determined by there's like higher up board members or leaders of each team, and they decide who it is. And it's really a lot of times is a media, what looks best to the media, which is why Keegan got picked, I think.
Okay.
But they have to have experience always, and sometimes it comes from assistant captains. Also, sometimes like if Tiger comes calling for 2 years from now, you can't say no.
Yeah.
I think also he's like really good friends with the person who owns or made the golf course or is like the president of the golf course out in Europe next year in 2 years.
Okay.
So there's part of that too that we may flip where we get some advantages because he's friends with the head of the club.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Forecasting.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump into the last call here, fellas. Thank you guys for coming onto the podcast. I know this was a long one, but it's super fun. A lot of insight here. So yeah, if there's any last words you want to share, just kind of your closing messages here. Trent, I'll start with you. What you got for us?
I feel like you said this was a long one last time we were all four here too. I'm just saying. No, happy to always be back. Happy to talk golf. Ready to watch the Ryder Cup and watch the Team USA hoist that trophy on Sunday. Go Lions! Always a pleasure. That's it for me.
Hell yeah. Well, we appreciate you, man. It's been a lot of fun. Andrew, what about you?
Go America. I could do lots of different American related things, but I'll just like go America. Europe has no reason to even be here. Sending back where they come from. I'm a huge Red Sox fan. My life is going to be dominated by that over the next 6 days. We won today. Tigers lost. So lots of interesting things going on. Tigers may miss the playoffs.
They will miss the playoffs. They're going to.
Skubal gave up 3 runs today without letting a ball go out the infield. He balked, had an error, and had a walk in the same inning, which is why y'all lost. But anyways, go Red Sox. Yankees suck. That's it.
Well, I'm going to go next, and I'll let you close it out, Deeb. I just, again, want to thank you guys. I've learned so much from the golf podcast in particular this year about a sport that I've never really had much of a passion for. And here I am looking at an amazing college football and NFL football weekend, and I can't wait to watch the golf. And that's something I never thought that I would have said. And a lot of that is attributed to just kind of learning more about it from these conversations. So I appreciate it. Anytime you guys come on, it's always a great time. So thank you for joining us and looking forward to the next one. And then Deeb, I'll let you close us out.
Yeah, thank you both for your time. I know, we tend to try to ask these things a little ahead of time. I know sometimes it's short ask, and you guys always deliver. So we really appreciate you hopping on here and spending some time with us. I talked a little bit about my psychology of betting, right? Of like how I'll pick the opposite team that I want to really win deep down, and I usually do that with my team, the Oregon Ducks. But this weekend, I'm actually going to be out of the country. So I will be in Canada on a vacation. And so I've really taken my betting strategy to the next level. So I'm going to completely vacate the country in hopes that Team USA gets a victory, from the psychology standpoint. But I'm looking forward to watching the Ryder Cup, even from Canada. and watching the Oregon Ducks beat the hell out of Penn State. Got to whisper it so it's not too loud. But thank you guys, and cheers, gentlemen.